Hello there and welcome back to the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel. Today is release day at Trinity Stamps and I'm so excited that I get to share with you all of the products in this holiday release. First up, we're going to look at our brand new stamp sets and we're starting off with Coco the Gnome. He is so adorable at just under 2 inches tall. He's holding a little mug that looks like a penguin and has a candy cane in it. He has a super long fluffy beard and the sentiment winter wishes. There is a die set to cut out all of the pieces and you can cut out the words individually with these dies. Here he is, stamped and colored, and I do have some card examples for you from our design team so you can see this in action. We've got this fun tag by Cassie, a shaker card by Shanna. We've got a hot foiled background. Some of these things you'll be seeing later in the video as well. And I love this with the banners across the top. If you love Coco, you're going to love the North Pole Gnomes. This 4x6 set has Santa gnome, Mrs. Claus gnome, an elf, 2 reindeers, a sled, a bag of presents, and some sentiments. And of course, we do have dies to cut out all of these images. These are going to make the cutest Christmas scenes. Here you can see them colored and die cut out, and we do have some samples for you from the design team, and they are so very cute. We have this adorable card with a pink sky by Christine, a very fun background on this card, which you'll see later in the video, a stenciled background with some brand new stencils, and another shaker with stars, and then we have a full panel shaker as well. So you can see lots of fun with that set. Speaking of gnome fun, we have the Gnometivity 6x8 stamp set. There's Mary and Joseph, the 3 wise men, of course, baby Jesus, a stable, the large star, and some barn animals, as well as 5 sentiments. So this is a big set. It's so adorable, and I think you can make some really darling Christmas cards with this set. Here you can see them colored and die cut out, and you can even use some of these gnomes for other things. So very versatile. And of course, we do have some cards by our design team for your inspiration. I love this by Sylvia with the brown background. Here's one with the star shining brightly. We have a night sky with the 3 wise men, and we have another night scene with the stable. Very cute cards. And we have a little set that you can pair with it called Good Tidings. You've got the shepherd, a couple more sheep, an angel, and more sentiments. Aren't they so adorable? Okay, let's see what they look like colored and die cut out and ready to go on a card. So precious. And I just love that you can color these up in all different ways in the style that you like the best and create your own little Christmas scenes with them. You can even use them without the Gnometivity, and they make for great cards as well. All right, next we're moving on to the Bunny Slope 4x3 stamp set. You have the bunny on skis, a couple penguins in a sled, and sentiments. And of course, dies to cut all of them out. We have sledding by to say hi, skiing by to say hi, skis-ins greetings, nobody loves you like I do, some really cute things. And of course, the dies are going to allow you to get a bubble cut all the way around those words. Here we have some fun cards from the design team because we like to leave you with some inspiration with our new creations, and we hope that you are inspired to create with them after seeing it. Next we have the Ice Friends. Now this one's really fun because you can pair it with the Bunny Slope. And of course, use it on its own. You've got the bunny now ice skating, some other ice skating friends, and some little critters playing hockey as well. I love the sentiments in this one. There's one that says, "Hockey birthday to you." There's also some trees to help you set the scene and a pond. So there you can see what they look like, colored and die cut out. What a fun set. I love little critters. And of course, we have some very cute cards by our design team in all different color combinations. I think that this is a really versatile set, and you can use it beyond Christmas and beyond winter for birthdays as well. And next we have our Frosty Friends Forever. Look at these adorable penguin and the polar bear, and the penguins are having a lot of fun sliding down the polar bear. We also have a little scene building images there in the icebergs and the igloo, as well as a sentiment. So a really good standalone set, but you probably guessed it, we do have a larger set you can pair it with. So here they are colored up, and we have some really fun cards, and you can see in these examples how the penguins are totally playing on that polar bear. Here's a sliding card by Shanna, a nice interactive way to use this set, and then you can see you can have them sliding down. You could use the penguins all by themselves too, but they pair so nicely with that polar bear. And I love that there's one with his head stuck in the snow. So here's the set you can pair it with, the Frosty Bite Cafe, or Frostbite Cafe rather. And this is another large 4x8 set. There is a large igloo that is the cafe, and then you've got your penguins here doing all different kinds of things, fishing, skiing. Some of them have little treats from the Frosty Cafe, like the popsicle with the fish inside of it. I think it's way too cute. It's probably my favorite set from this release. I know I'll play with it a lot. I have a little soft spot for penguins. And here are some cards from our designers. I think that it really brings it to life when you see all the different ways you can use this set. So very cute. All right, next up, we're going to look at the Freezing Family Stamp Set. This is a large snowman image with 4 snowmen in it. It spans about 5 inches wide, and then you've got your sentiments and some snowflakes to go with it. I love the "'tis the season to be freezin' sentiment the most, and there are dies to cut out all the things, even all the little snowflakes. One thing I wanted to point out, when you die cut out the snowman, all the little squiggly snow lines at the bottom of the image will be cut away. Those will only show up if you are going to stamp it on one layer and not die cut it out, but you could also paper piece and put it over the top. So here you can see some really cute cards, and they are colored and used in so many different ways. I love the versatility, and I even made a card with this one. I love this set. I think I could make Christmas cards and have this be from my family because there's 4 of us in my family, and the bunny could be my dog, right? Yeah, so there's the card I made. And now let's move on to some brand new Simply Sentimental sets. We have Simply Sentimental Mary, and we'll have another one after, but let me show you this one up close first because we have a brand new font in this set that you haven't seen in our previous Simply Sentimental set. So I'm in love with that. Now, if you're new to Simply Sentimental, you should know that the stamp set is 100% standalone and the die set is 100% standalone, but you can use them together. The shadow layer die is going to die cut out the stamped words. Then you can also use that shadow layer and die cut out the word and put it on top. So in the black and white, you saw the stamped images, and on the red and white, the die cut. Now let's take a look at Simply Sentimental Christmas, and I'll show you that again, how they are stamped versus die cut out. All of the Simply Sentimental sets also have supporting sentiments that you can put with these large words. And it's so versatile because it has the same word repeated in different fonts. So the black and white there is stamped and die cut out. The red and white is die cut white letters mounted on top of the red shadow layer. This is the new font, and they work so good together. You could just stamp these, you could just die cut them and put them together. I think it's very elegant, and I love that we have that for Christmas. Next up, we have Insider Sentiments for Christmas and a coordinating die set that is so unique, and you could use it for so many other things because it's going to die cut a nice little label for you. So this is made for you to be able to stamp some nice and thoughtful sentiments on the inside of your card. If you make a lot of cards, you might have trouble thinking of something clever to write on the inside sometimes, at least I do. So these are going to take the guesswork out of it for you. There are some that are scripty and elegant, some that are funny, some that are cute, plus there's some stars, snowflake, and heart in this set. And the coordinating die set, like I said, is going to die cut out for you a label shape. And it not only cuts, but it presses a border into the edge like a frame. It is so very cool. It has a touch of elegance to it. I die cut mine from watercolor paper, so it really pressed that frame into it. And here you can see some of those sentiments in the frame. And Here are a few on the inside of some cards, so you can see you can just stamp them, but you can also die cut them out on that label. Next, if you like sentiments, you're going to love this one. This is Difficult Holiday Sentiment Set, and this is for people who have maybe experienced a loss and find Christmas time to be difficult, but you still want to send them something to let them know that you care. This is the set, and also there are sentiments in there that you can use for other times of the year besides just Christmas. So there's sentiments like keeping you in my heart, you're not alone, and then there's I know the holidays must be difficult this year, thinking of you during this difficult time. So many in there you're going to use time and time again. You can also pair these with that Insider Sentiment die set. Here is a stamped example on the inside of a card so you can see it. All right, let's move on to some background stamps. This is the Pine Forest 6x6 background set. I think this is such a fun image. It has a little touch of whimsy, and I think it's going to pair beautifully with a lot of the stamp sets we came out with for this release. You can see it here stamped in white ink on some dark green cardstock, and it's used so many different ways, maybe in some examples you've already seen, but I wanted to show you this one where it's just that background is like the star of the card, where there was a watercolor background with the gold embossed trees over the top. Next up, we have the Retro Snowflake Wrap 6x6 stamp set. You can see this has a very retro vibe, and inside of each of those shapes is a little snowflake. It's really cute. So let's take a look at that stamped out with some teal ink on white paper. I think it's really fun. It's nice to have something geometrical sometimes for a background. So this is fun for the holidays as well. All right, next up, we're gonna move on to our standalone dies. I'm really excited about this A2 envelope builder. You're gonna be able to make custom envelopes for your cards, your A2 size cards with this die set. And we already have several envelope die sets in the shop, so it's so cool to finally add the A2. You can see there are some sentiments in here. Thank you, happy birthday, to, and hi. So you can mix and match those. There's a shadow layer for them. And this envelope is going to die cut the envelope for you, the side flaps, and a liner as well. And then there's also a panel there that you can die cut out a card front for an A2 that has scallops. It's so pretty. So I do have some more examples of this for you, so you can check that out. There's that scalloped frame with the cutouts in the scallops. There are some postage stamp shapes in here as well. All right, let's move on to our Bitty Tags die set. Look at these tiny bitty tags. I think these are so fun, and there's lots of things in this release that you can add these to. I love that we have the shape of star, a Christmas tree, a heart, a little burst or sun. There's an oval, and there's even like a panel with a hole on each end that you can put twine in and wrap it around, as you see here on the white tags. That is really cool. And then there is a heart in here that has a hole in the center, so you can add it on kind of like a button. Some really cool things. Plus there's even a die you can use to turn other things into a tag. Very cool. All right, we have a slimline embossed edge hills and slopes die set. So when you die cut out these slopes or hills, there is an embossed line left there. It's such a great detail that gives a finished off look to your panel. There's also 7 trees in this die set. So let's take a look at the hills die cut out, and I'll show you up close that embossed line there, but you can still use the other side that die cuts out if you don't want an embossed line. So a couple choices there for you when you use these, and I really like the one that is the slope. You can use it with all of our things that sled and ski on this release with this die right here. And you can mix and match them and layer them up. All right, you know we had to do it. It's the Freezin' Season add-on die set that goes with our Cozy Bear mug die set, which I'll show you here. This came out a few releases ago. We had the cat and the dog add-on, and then for Halloween, we had the Scream and Sugar add-on. So of course, we needed something for Christmas and winter. So with this die set, you can create a mug with a penguin face on it. So very cute. I love the cheeks on this. You can create a reindeer or Rudolph. If you change out the color of the nose, you can see there's the die for the nose and the little die pieces that create the inside of the ear. I love that there are antlers for this. It is just the cutest. And then we have our melting snowman, which is placed atop of the whipped cream that's from the original die set. The little melty part is new in this set. You've got your hat, your eyes, your carrot nose, a smile, and even some twiggy little arms. They are so very cute. And you can make these into shape cards or you can add them to a card. So lots of choices with this die set. And here you can see them in action on some cards by our fabulous designers. I love this one that's a shaker. Had to throw that one in there. And there's the melty snowman. So very cute. You can also use these dies on other things besides the mug, like tags. Speaking of tags, we have a new tag set that is a snow globe. This is adorable, and it has all the pieces you could think of. It's got the base layer with a hole in the top to make it a tag, several layers for snow for the inside. The base has some details and a label, and you even have the snowman holding a heart and some trees for the inside. So this is going to create some very cute tags, and it also works great as an item you can add to a card. So you'll see that in the samples coming up from the design team. I think that this is a really fun set. So here you can see it on a card, just a simple card with a snowflake background, and then this one is a spinner. Our next die set is the Modern Embossed Window Panel number 3. We already have 2 in the shop. I'll show them to you right here. And what we love about this is that you can layer all 3 of these together for a tunnel card. Plus, you know, it's just always more awesome when you have layers, right? It just takes your card up a notch. So let's take a look at all 3 of these stacked up. The new one is the smallest circle there, and it is going to layer behind the other 2 beautifully if you want to do that. And the other thing about this is that it fits that snow globe perfectly, as well as halo lights. So you can make a snow globe that lights up. Isn't that cool? The window on that one measures 1 3/4 inches. Next, we have the Merry and Bright Sentiment set. So this is going to die cut out the word merry, the word bright, and the ampersand. There is a shadow layer for both, as well as 5 different little sparkles. So you'll see this sentiment set used throughout the video. Maybe it's already been on some cards, and watch for that. Okay, next we have our gingerbread house add-on for the Trinity treat box. I am super excited about this. I love the Trinity treat box so much, and I am thrilled that I can now turn it into a gingerbread house. We just had one that came out to turn that box into a haunted house. So this is just a natural next addition to the line for the Trinity treat box. And all of these details look like fine piping. Check this out. No detail was spared in this die set. There are little windows. There is like a scallop that goes around the door. You've got the piping on the side panels and even around the handle. Check that out. There's little peppermint sticks and peppermint candies and some gumdrops. I love how it just looks like white piping. Here you can see an example by our design team, Terry. She made this with the add-on that creates a shaker box. Inside the shaker box, she added a fireplace that lights up. So cool. All right, we have another sentiment set, the mini winter greetings. These are die cuts that die cut out letters that then get mounted to a shadow layer. And there's so many cute things in the set for the holidays. Winter wishes, holiday wishes, freezin' season, snowflake kisses, warm and cozy, let it snow, season greetings, like so many cool things. I like to use our rip and stick sheets to die cut out the letters and stick them down easily. Next, we have our triangle tree stack. There are 11 dies. The largest is about 5 inches. The smallest is about 1/2 inch. So you can use these to create some geometric trees. You could use them for other things besides trees once the holidays are over, but this is a fun, like modern looking tree, and I think it's really fun like this with rainbow. Isn't that cool? And there's that merry and bright, and we have our insider sentiment on the inside. Very cool card. Here are a couple more from the design team. Here we have them stacked up and stitched down the middle so you can see the edge of the trees. Next we have a snowflake trio die set. Three different, they're just like so dainty and elegant, these snowflakes. And once you die cut them out, we also have a shadow die that you can mount for underneath. So here you can see these on glitter paper with some foiled cardstock on top. They're so sparkly and shiny. I love them, and I like how intricate and beautiful these are. So gorgeous. Here you can see one cut as a window on this card. Isn't it beautiful? All right, we're so excited about this set. This is the Holiday Candle and Botanical Die Set. This has 3 different candles in it. It's got a ton of botanicals, branches, leaves, berries, a poinsettia, a bow, a wreath, the word J or the letters J and Y, so you can use the wreath to create the word joy. And on the back of your packaging, always check that out because it gives you some ideas on how to put things together. Note these elliptical shapes you're going to mount on the top of your candle to give it that 3D effect. There's also the little tiny berries that are those little yellow dots that are going inside of the poinsettia that gets stacked up. And this will all make sense when you see these examples. See all the branches and the berries and how those elliptical circles are at the top of the candle. Here's the poinsettia I was telling you about. You're going to die cut 2 of those red pieces and offset them and stick it onto the green piece to create that. And then there's the base for the wreath, and then you add branches and berries over the top. And of course, a wreath and a candle are perfect. We thought this was the perfect die set to go with the difficult sentiment set. But you can also make it bright and cheery as well. All right, we have a ton of foiling dies for you in this release. Let's jump in and start off with the geometric trees. So we like that geometric vibe and decided to do some that had a really cool design on them for the holidays. So you can also die cut these out with the coordinating dies. You have 3 different style options, and I'll show each of them to you right here. And they are very fun. And you're going to be amazed at the variety of card samples by our design team. So here they are in that green color. And then you can see this one is in rainbow and has been turned into a shaker with the help of those stackable triangle trees. And then we have more rainbow and different colors other than green, like turquoise, and then some bright cheery colors. It's just a really cool set. All right, next we have our Gilded Edge tag, cut and foil. So you have one tag that you'll hot foil, and it's going to hot foil those really nice crisp lines, and then you can die cut that tag out with the coordinating die. There's 2 different to and froms in this set that can be hot foiled and 2 different branches, and then you have a whole reinforcer that you can also die cut out and stick over the top if you like. So there's a hot foiled frame. Here's one made without hot foiling, and you can see that that die is going to emboss a line into the paper as well, so you can easily use that tag on its own without the hot foiling. Next, we have our Frosty Foiled Flakes. Look at all the beautiful snowflakes in this set. Oh my goodness. There are actually 14 different snowflakes in this set, and each of them has a die to die cut it out. Now you can arrange these and hot foil them to create a background. You can also hot foil and die cut these out and stick them down as elements on your card. So the choice is up to you. Here they are on some tags. Here they are as a background. Such beautiful snowflakes. Next we have our swirling shimmer tree, and this is also a cut and foil set, so you can foil all of the things, including the Happy Holiday sentiment, and die cut it out, which gives you so many fun options. Here you can see what this looks like, foiled and cut out onto some green paper. Very cool. Love the swirls on this, nice and whimsical. And then let's take a look at some cards from our design team using this set. Ooh, I love that background. You'll be seeing that in the stencil portion of this video. And we have a few more hot foils to look at first. This is the Gilded gift frame. This is so cool. It's a 3-piece set, and it is made to hold a gift card. So you have the solid piece, this is the hot foil piece, and then you have this die that cuts out the window in the hot foil piece. You can put a solid piece on the back of the frame and create a pocket that holds a gift card. It's very awesome. But here you can see what it looks like hot foiled with red on green. And here's one with that solid piece on the back and then adhesive on the edges. And you can then slide in a gift card. This is just one of those bitty tags stuck to the back of the gift card with a bow at the top, so you can pull it in and out of that frame. And we have so many cool ways to use this by our design team as shakers as well. So it can be a present with a window that is also a shaker. So lots of choices there. Next, we're moving on to our Retro Baubles hot foil plate. I am in love with this one. It is so super cute. And I think it's a background you can use a lot of different ways. And it's, you know, shiny, so it's gorgeous. I also love that it's a good one. You can use that leftover foil to create a solid hot foiled background if you have one of those solid plates. So keep that in mind. And here's a couple cards by our designers. I love it paired with this holiday hangout set with that gnome. All right, next let's move on to the foiled Christmas. This is so elegant, and it is a cut and foil. So there is a die to die cut out this very elegant Merry Christmas. And it is very close to full card size, as you can tell here, where it is hot foiled onto this 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch A2 sized panel. And you can also die cut this out. So it's very easy to make quick cards that are beautiful with this set because it's going to be the star of the card, right? So here you can see it die cut out on a card, and this one added some snowflakes around. Love that. And here we have some ink blending in the background. Just all very beautiful with that. All right, let's check out those stencils I keep hinting at. We have 4 new stencils that are going to coordinate with our checkered background stencil. And of course, these stencils can be used on their own without the checkered stencil, which was previously released. And I'm going to show you that right now. This is the checkered stencil. You're going to stencil that 2 times to create a checkered background. This stencil right here, the checkered squares, the striped squares can go over the top of the checks. The snowflakes and the stars and the trees can go in the openings of the checks. So I have stenciled all those out so you can see what I mean here with the striped squares going over the top of the checkers. The snowflakes are going in between the checkers, and then you can see the stars here where I did them on the white part, and I did the stencil in 2 different colors in the background, as well as the same for the trees. So what fun stencils. You can make a lot of fun holiday backgrounds with these. All right, we're moving on to a stencil and die combo, but the stencil is the star of this show. You're going to stencil out ornaments with this stencil set. It has a 6x6 and a 6x8 stencil, and it has etched lines in this larger stencil, so you can use this to add details in layers on top of your solid stenciled ornaments. And then we have coordinating dies that you can use to die cut them out. So it's a very fun set. Here's a few examples of those where they have been stenciled and die cut. They are so very gorgeous. You can also die cut out your stencil, your ornament, and then stencil over the top of the die cut. So whichever way works best for you. And that red ornament uses that tiny little tag maker from the Bitty Tag die set to turn it into a tag. Here's several examples from our design team. What a very cool stencil set. I love that it has the different layers in the stencil so you can really bring these ornaments to life. They're so retro and so cute. All right, we do have some new embellishments for you. This is the classic Christmas confetti mix. It has different colors of confetti, and it also has stars in it. All of these have stars in them, but really some great ones for wintry scenes as well as Christmas. So I think these are going to be a fun addition to your collection of embellishments and super great for shaker cards as well. And we have a lot of fun things for shakers in this release, I think. Next up, we have something that you can use with your mini espresso cups. Now, we have several dies that you can use to decorate mini espresso cups, those 4-ounce paper cups with the plastic lid. And these are stoppers that you can put into the drinking spot, the hole that you drink out of, and it's just going to add that finishing touch to your project. So here I have one I did with a snowman theme, and there you see, just stick it right in there and stop it up. We have black, white, and transparent rainbow colors. So this release is now available in the shop. Make sure you check it out, and be sure to check out our Instagram and YouTube hop as well. We have those going on right now on release day, which today is September 21st, 2003. I hope you'll check that out and visit the shop, and I'll see you all again very soon right here on Trinity Stamps. Bye!